Hello and welcome to the most insane things happening in wrestling. Jules has decided that his Christmas holiday is a little bit like a Brock Lesnar title reign in that it will never end. So I'm here to guide you through the wacky world of professional wrestling like the hashtag good guy I am. Now I should note that this is filmed before Wrestle Kingdom, so if anything crazy happens there, then you can expect to see that on next week's show. And I'm sure Kota Ibushi and Will Ospreay have something special planned. But for now, do the thing with the intro. So we start with New Year's Day, and the rumors were confirmed on an episode of Being the Elite that All Elite Wrestling is going ahead. Funded by billionaire Tony Khan, this isn't some small endeavor, with multiple reported TV deal offers, one at least coming in from a legit player, and not the last 14 stations to air Impact Wrestling in as many months. I mean, the success of All In has woken up an industry that has largely slept on pro wrestling over the last few decades. AEW, before even promoting one show, bears both the funds and the flattering creative to tempt several disillusioned WWE performers. And that's not all either. There's other much crazier rumors doing the rounds, as Bill Goldberg, yes, Goldberg, has followed them on one of their many social media accounts. I mean, I guess we might see a further interaction between Bill and his backstage tormentor Chris Jericho, who has taken some other rather telling photographs recently. So will the Young Bucks versus the Revival now become a reality? As disclosed by Twitter GIF merchant Alan, several WWE contracts are set to expire in 2019, and with real money on the table, is there any other reason to renew with WWE? I mean, seriously, don't do that creative stuff that you love to do. Here, have a Baron Corbin match instead. Isn't really the sales pitch so much as a career death sentence. So I couldn't exactly get through this episode without mentioning Tama Tonga. Yes, he's feuding with us on Twitter. Yeah. Okay, who pissed him off? Well, actually, it kind of seems to be Simon Miller, of all people, in a video titled Why the Bullet Club Is No More, in which he shot hard on Tonga by, well, referring to him as a legend. Now, I can't quite believe that that is the reason. Miller is a lovely beacon of positivity and was actually nice to Tonga in the video. I guess he just misinterpreted the sentiments of the video, maybe? I mean, the only other thing we can think of here is a certain article on our website that may or may not have listed Tama Tonga as the #1 down in New Japan. Damn you, Andy Murray! So Tonga initially called us out on Twitter and Instagram. He put out some polls of whether or not he should ban us from the Bullet Club block party that they're going to run just before WrestleMania and WrestleMania weekend. And he's since gone on to say that WhatCulture is dead, while simultaneously using our dead brand to promote his event. And I also just want to say, fantastic work on this graphic here, Tama Tonga. Best thing about this, he doesn't even know what the Bullet Club font is. He then challenged us to a wrestling match at the aforementioned party. Now, we are admittedly quite terrified of this prospect, but that is mainly because his dad is Haku. Now, there are actually 2 trained pro wrestlers here at WhatCulture.com, admittedly of varying degrees, but it's just as well, because if this thing's going to end up in a tag match, gives it a far higher chance of it being any good. Finally, 2019 hit and he turned over a new leaf. He apologized to us on Twitter and now he's being good guy Tama Tonga. I mean, he even apologized to us in a New Japan ring at a Wrestle Kingdom press conference. Tonga's crazy. So now we have absolutely no idea what's going on. I mean, is it over? Is he gonna turn on us again? Are we gonna fight the Bullet Club at WrestleMania? Who the hell knows? I mean, I personally hope not. I don't think my 6 months of wrestling training 10 years ago is enough to make up for the fact I'm about as strong as a damp kitchen roll. And the Bullet Club would murder us. 2019, man. What a start. Okay, so Seth Rollins, he is potentially set to dethrone Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 35 and launch his claim as the face of the company. But to do that, it isn't enough to be simply a great sports entertainer. It isn't enough to be over. The face of the WWE must conduct themselves with a certain upstanding, sponsor-friendly disposition. Now, John Cena did this by breaking Make-A-Wish records. Seth Rollins, on the other hand, has decided to defend a hack comedy routine performed in very poor taste by a man re-entering the circuit in the wake of a sexual assault scandal, which, given the demands of the role that Rollins is set to occupy, is about as mindful as forgetting whether or not your knee actually hurts. Louis C.K. caused waves of controversy recently by mocking school shooting survivors and diminishing the trans community in one of several very poorly received comeback sets. Now, I'm not going to go into exactly what Louis said here. I'm sure you can Google around on the internet a bit and you'll find it if you're that intrigued. And yeah, maybe CK was just trying to make a point about free speech or something and simply said the most offensive bollocks he could think of in order to invite hysteria in order to mock it further. But then, maybe he's just an asshole. Anyway, beyond the morality of it all, because after all, holding opinion doesn't automatically qualify you as a prick, Rollins dented his public image just weeks before the Royal Rumble, and you thought his rubbish V-trigger was a dumb move. Now, we know Rollins has exquisite taste in pro wrestling, and Hiroshi Tanahashi picked exactly the right performer to rip off, but comedy, yeah, not so much. So, we need to delete social media. I mean, we all need to delete social media. That's the lesson here. Even if it has only illuminated and not exacerbated a dark and festering world, we all need to just delete social media because it's just so painful. Nia Jax gave everyone a headache recently, and this time it wasn't by punching us full force in the face, which I guess is somewhat considerate. No, she recently shot on her company's social media team. Now, she did make a salient point. I mean, the WWE's Twitter account posted this tweet celebrating women of WWE in 2018, to which Nia tweeted this. And yes, no women of color were celebrated in the post, which is strange since Asuka, Naomi, and Ember Moon all enjoyed better kayfabe years than the Iconics. It's also not strange because if ever there was an institutionally racist company not named the Police, it's the WWE. I mean, what exactly did the Iconics do to warrant such praise? I mean, I know what they didn't do. They didn't recklessly injure their fellow colleagues, thereby ruining one of the biggest matches of the year. They also didn't cut abysmal promos, hurt about 4 other people, and generally not do anything to improve herself beyond the level of just cringeworthy liability. I mean, it's a good point, Nia, but you're not the person to make it. The only thing Nia brought in 2018 was a knife to a play fight. Finally, inspired by mad scientist Joey Janela, the banter match is a new and quite wonderful development in the world of professional wrestling. Exhuming stars from yesteryear with dormant potential for Twilight Swan songs, or just simply pitting 2 performers against each other who absolutely should not be sharing the same ring, this trend has reached a superb zenith with Absolute Intense Wrestling's announcement of Scott Steiner versus Hornswoggle. Both performers share just one thing in common. They were both pointed at and laughed at by Triple H on WWE TV. I mean, this is going to be awesome, right? Steiner's this legendary performer. He's a neon-clad nutcase who just throws poor bastards to their doom, and Swoggle's this pesky little bugger who's gonna run around taunting him, and then he's probably just gonna eat some just gruesome German suplexes. A black comedy masterpiece beckons on April 4th, especially if Big Papa Pump makes Swoggle atone for all those years of comedy dross by just spiking him with the Steiner screwdriver. I mean, we interviewed Scott Steiner at All In, me and Miller. It was, if this match is a 5th as crazy as that interview was, then we're in for an absolute treat. I mean, he called Stephanie McMahon the C word. Anyway, perhaps WWE can take some inspiration from all this and just book something absolutely nuts. You know, like a title match without a sequel, or a Universal title match with 2 wrestlers we actually like. And that is it. Thank you very, very much for watching. I'm gonna go and get ready for Pat because he's coming to Defiant Wrestling this Saturday. Show is sold out, but make sure you look out for Defiant Loaded on the Defiant Wrestling YouTube channel, 8 p.m. every Sunday, GMT that is, and you'll get to see the Bastard go one-on-one with David Starr. While you're at it, make sure you subscribe to Defiant Wrestling on YouTube. Follow me at Fill My Chambers. Follow WhatCulture at WhatCulture WWE. You'll get to see whatever the hell the latest that's going on with Tama Tonga is. Make sure you follow Michael Sidgwick as well at Sidgwick. All those links are in the description below. Make sure you leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Watch more WhatCulture videos, probably over here somewhere. I've been Phil Chambers. Thank you so much for watching. Jules is back next week, and I'll see you soon.